Do you ever feel like life is slipping through your fingers, no matter how tightly you try to hold on? Like you're chasing happiness in an endless maze, only to find yourself more lost than before? You're not alone. We live in an era of information overload, where countless self-help gurus promise quick fixes, yet anxiety, disconnection, and dissatisfaction remain our constant companions. But what if the answers you seek aren't new at all? What if they've been waiting for you in the wisdom of the past, quietly standing the test of time? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers profound insights that resonate just as deeply today as they did over 2 millennia ago. Stoicism isn't about denying your emotions or resigning yourself to hardship. It's a guide to mastering life's chaos with grace, finding meaning amidst the noise, and living a life anchored in purpose and resilience. Imagine facing life's challenges with unshakable confidence, free from the turmoil of external expectations. In this journey, we're not just talking about philosophy, we're exploring its transformative power. Together, we'll uncover timeless Stoic principles that will empower you to navigate the complexity of modern life. Whether you're battling career stress, navigating difficult relationships, or simply searching for clarity in a world that feels overwhelming, this is your roadmap to self-mastery. By the end of this video, you'll hold in your hands practical tools to reclaim your peace, purpose, and potential. This isn't just theory, it's a way of life. So, take a deep breath, let go of distractions, and prepare to transform the way you see the world and yourself. The answers are closer than you think. Let's dive in. Part 1. Self-Reliance in Relationships. Picture your life as a vast, intricate tapestry. Each thread represents an aspect of your existence, your dreams, passions, and relationships. But what happens when you allow one thread to dominate the design, pulling at the others until the entire fabric begins to unravel? This is the risk we take when we make another person the centerpiece of our happiness. Stoicism challenges us to rethink this approach, offering a path to deeper, more meaningful relationships by cultivating self-reliance. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that relying on others for our sense of worth is a fragile foundation. People are unpredictable, bound by their own emotions, desires, and circumstances beyond our control. Placing the responsibility for our happiness in their hands is not only unfair to them, but also an invitation for heartache. The Stoic perspective isn't about closing yourself off or becoming detached. It's about finding strength within so that you can love more freely, without fear of losing yourself in the process. Start by acknowledging this truth. Your happiness is your responsibility. Recognize your inherent worth, independent of external validation. Instead of seeking fulfillment in the actions or opinions of others, turn inward. Develop your passions, nurture your talents, and engage in the pursuits that make your life rich and vibrant. When you build a life that is fulfilling on its own, you approach relationships from a place of abundance, not lack. You're not looking to be completed, but to share the completeness you already possess. This shift doesn't diminish your ability to love, it enhances it. When you cultivate self-reliance, you become a better partner, friend, and family member. Your love becomes a gift, not a demand. You're able to offer kindness, patience, and understanding without expecting anything in return because you're no longer dependent on someone else to meet your emotional needs. Remember, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you build with yourself. When you treat yourself with the respect, care, and attention you deserve, you set the tone for how others will treat you. This is not selfishness, it's self-respect. It's the foundation of every meaningful connection you'll ever have. The Stoic approach to self-reliance in relationships isn't about isolation, it's about empowerment. Love deeply, care passionately, but never lose sight of your own path. The more rooted you are in your own self-worth, the more capable you'll be of creating relationships that are resilient, balanced, and truly fulfilling. Part 2. The power of mystery. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, where every fleeting thought and moment is broadcasted, the allure of mystery has never been more profound or more needed. Consider this. What captivates you most about your favorite book or movie? It's not the immediate revelation of everything. It's the slow unfolding of the story, the anticipation, and the space to imagine what lies beneath. Stoicism invites us to embrace this same philosophy in how we live our lives, not to be secretive, but to cultivate a deliberate, thoughtful way of sharing ourselves with the world. The Stoics believed in preserving the sanctity of our inner world, what they referred to as the inner citadel. This isn't a fortress built to isolate, but a space of reflection, growth, and authenticity. When we constantly expose every aspect of our lives, we risk diluting the depth of our experiences. The ability to hold back, to cherish certain parts of ourselves as sacred, is not a denial of connection but a reinforcement of our individuality. It creates intrigue and invites others to engage with us on a deeper level. Mystery is not about deception or playing games. It's about discerning what to share and with whom. It's recognizing that some aspects of our journey, our dreams, fears, and reflections, are not for public display but for personal growth. When we share every thought or detail indiscriminately, we not only rob ourselves of introspection but also risk losing the respect and curiosity of those around us. There's power in letting others wonder, in allowing them to see that there's more to you than meets the eye. Practicing mystery begins with mindfulness. The next time you feel the urge to post, explain, or overshare, pause and ask yourself, is this for me to keep or to share? Respect your privacy as you would respect someone else's. Guard your inner world as a precious treasure. Use this space to cultivate your passions, reflect on your values, and grow in ways that do not require validation from others. When you embrace the power of mystery, you reclaim control over your narrative. You become like a well-loved book, one that people are drawn to revisit, eager to discover its layers and meanings. In a world desperate for connection, being the person who balances openness with discretion is not just refreshing, it's inspiring. By valuing your inner self, you set the tone for how others will engage with you, respectfully, curiously, and meaningfully. That is the true strength of mystery in a modern Stoic life. Part 3. Communication balance. Communication is the heartbeat of human connection, yet so often, we approach it like a one-sided melody, reaching out, speaking first, filling the silence, without ever pausing to hear the harmony of others. Stoicism teaches us that true connection lies not in the volume of words we speak, but in the mindfulness with which we engage. It's about finding balance, knowing when to step forward and when to step back, allowing relationships to flourish with mutual effort and respect. Imagine a conversation as a dance. If one person always leads, the rhythm becomes forced and predictable. But when both partners take turns, moving in sync, something beautiful emerges. The same applies to communication. If you're always the one initiating, calling, texting, or making plans, you may unintentionally tip the scales of the relationship, creating an imbalance that leaves you feeling unappreciated or dependent on a response. This constant reaching can foster insecurity, as your sense of connection hinges on another's acknowledgement. Stoicism offers a liberating perspective. Focus on what you can control, your actions, your intentions, and release the need for constant reciprocation. When you pause to let others step forward, you invite a richer, more balanced dynamic. You give space for others to express their interest and effort, showing you the value they place on the relationship. This isn't about withholding or playing games. It's about cultivating mutual respect and allowing connections to grow naturally without pressure or expectation. To practice this, start by observing your patterns. When you feel the urge to initiate, ask yourself, am I acting out of habit, anxiety, or a genuine desire to connect? If it's the former, take a step back. Focus on your own interests, immerse yourself in your passions, and let communication arise organically. You'll find that when you're no longer chasing validation, you create space for others to approach you, strengthening the bond through shared effort. Balanced communication also deepens your self-worth. It reminds you that your value isn't tied to how often someone responds or reaches out. Instead, it stems from your ability to engage meaningfully while remaining centered in your own independence. By stepping back at times, you cultivate the patience and confidence to allow relationships to unfold with intention. In the end, communication is not a solo performance. It's a shared creation. When you approach it with mindfulness and balance, you invite relationships that are not just enduring but enriching. The Stoic way teaches us to cherish silence as much as words, to embrace stillness as much as action, and to find peace in knowing that genuine connections don't need to be forced. They simply need space to grow. Part 4. Cultivating respect and dignity. In a world consumed by appearances and fleeting impressions, true respect and dignity are increasingly rare qualities. Yet, these intangible virtues hold a timeless power, rooted in the core principles of Stoicism. They aren't earned through wealth, status, or charisma, but through living a life of integrity, one where your actions reflect your values and your presence inspires trust and admiration. Stoicism teaches us that cultivating respect begins with how you carry yourself, not to seek approval, but to align your outer actions with your inner principles. To cultivate respect and dignity, start with self-awareness. Who are you at your core? What principles guide your decisions? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? These aren't abstract questions. They are the compass that shapes every interaction, decision, and response. When you live with intention, rooted in courage, wisdom, and justice, you naturally command respect without ever having to demand it. People are drawn to those who embody stability in a chaotic world, who act consistently and with purpose. But respect isn't about dominance or intimidation. It's about connection. It's about being present in every moment, whether in a conversation, a simple act of kindness, or the way you handle adversity. When you listen intently, respond thoughtfully, and approach each situation with an open mind, you show others that you value not just yourself but also them. This creates a ripple effect, encouraging mutual respect and deeper connections. Dignity, on the other hand, comes from self-discipline. It's the calm you show in the face of provocation, the patience you exhibit in moments of frustration, and the humility you maintain despite success. Stoicism reminds us that dignity is not about being untouchable, but about being unshakable, grounded in your principles even when the world tests you. It's about mastering your impulses, not suppressing them but directing them toward virtuous action. Practically, this means showing up fully, even in the smallest tasks. When you give your undivided attention to your work, your relationships, and even to yourself, you communicate that every moment and interaction has value. Over time, this consistency builds a reputation of reliability and strength, the kind that inspires others to respect you and, more importantly, encourages you to respect yourself. Respect and dignity aren't traits you inherit, they are habits you cultivate. They grow from the choices you make daily, to listen instead of react, to reflect instead of judge, and to act with virtue instead of convenience. When you embody these qualities, you not only elevate yourself but also those around you, becoming a beacon of stability and inspiration in a world that desperately needs it. That is the Stoic way, a life lived with purpose, grace, and unwavering integrity. Part 5. Cherishing your time. In a culture that glorifies busyness, we often confuse being constantly occupied with living a meaningful life. The Stoics, however, understood that time is our most precious resource, not because it is endless, but because it is fleeting. To cherish your time is to recognize its true value, to guard it fiercely, and to ensure that each moment contributes to the depth and richness of your life. The first step in cherishing your time is understanding its finite nature. Each day, hour, and minute that passes is time you will never reclaim. This isn't a call to live in fear of loss, but an invitation to approach time with reverence. Ask yourself, how much of your day is spent on tasks or interactions that truly align with your values? How often do you prioritize what truly matters, your growth, your loved ones, or your passions, over distractions or obligations that drain your energy? The Stoic perspective encourages us to evaluate our daily routines and choices with honesty. When you say yes to something, you are simultaneously saying no to everything else you could be doing with that time. This simple realization can transform the way you approach your commitments. It empowers you to set boundaries, to say no without guilt, and to direct your energy toward what adds meaning and fulfillment to your life. But cherishing your time is about more than managing your schedule. It's about being present. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control the quantity of our time, we can control its quality. When you're working, focus deeply. When you're with loved ones, be fully present. When you're alone, savor the quiet and use it to reflect or recharge. By giving your full attention to the present moment, you transform ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones, finding richness in even the simplest acts. To live in accordance with this principle, take an inventory of your life. Are there commitments you've taken on out of habit or obligation rather than genuine desire? Are you spending too much time on activities that distract rather than fulfill? Begin to let go of the unnecessary and create space for what truly matters. Invest your time in what nurtures your soul, whether it's learning, creating, connecting, or simply being. Cherishing your time doesn't mean rushing to do everything. It means choosing wisely and intentionally. It's about recognizing that each moment is an opportunity to align your actions with your values, to grow, and to contribute meaningfully to the world. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. Not just to exist, but to live fully, deeply, and with purpose. When you learn to treasure your time, you not only enrich your own life, you inspire those around you to do the same. Part 6. Nurturing Inner Joy. In a world that constantly tempts us with fleeting pleasures and material promises, the Stoic principle of nurturing inner joy offers a quiet yet profound rebellion. Unlike external happiness, which depends on circumstances outside our control, inner joy is a wellspring of contentment that flows from within. It is the unshakable foundation that allows us to weather life's storms with grace and appreciate its moments of beauty with humility. Stoicism teaches us that true joy is not found in chasing external validation, achievements, or possessions. These things are transient. They may satisfy for a moment, but ultimately leave us yearning for more. Instead, the Stoic path directs us inward, urging us to cultivate a life aligned with our values and centered on what truly matters. Inner joy is not about eliminating life's challenges. It's about facing them with strength, perspective, and an unyielding sense of purpose. To nurture this inner joy, begin by understanding yourself deeply. Reflect on what genuinely brings you peace and fulfillment. Not the fleeting pleasures that fade, but the activities and connections that leave you feeling enriched. Is it immersing yourself in nature, pursuing a creative passion, or dedicating time to meaningful relationships? Identify these sources of joy and make them an integral part of your life. Gratitude, a cornerstone of Stoic practice, is another powerful tool for cultivating joy. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude doesn't ignore life's hardships. Instead, it highlights the good amidst the chaos, reminding you that joy can coexist with struggle. Begin each day by acknowledging the gifts, both big and small, that enrich your life, and notice how this practice transforms your outlook. Living with integrity is equally essential to nurturing inner joy. When your actions align with your principles, you create a harmony between who you are and how you live. This congruence fosters a deep sense of satisfaction, the kind that cannot be shaken by external forces. Reflect on your values regularly and adjust your choices to honor them. The more authentically you live, the more resilient your joy becomes. Finally, embrace moments of quiet reflection. In the noise of daily life, it's easy to lose touch with yourself. Practices like journaling, meditation, or simply sitting in silence allow you to reconnect with your inner world. These moments help you to clarify your thoughts, release unnecessary worries, and anchor yourself in a state of calm and contentment. Inner joy is not a destination. It is a practice, a commitment to nurturing the best within yourself. As you cultivate this joy, you'll find it rippling outward, enriching your relationships, your work, and your contribution to the world. The Stoics remind us that while life's challenges are inevitable, the peace and joy we carry within are entirely within our power to create. Let this principle guide you, and you'll discover a happiness that no external circumstance can take away. Advanced Stoic strategies. 1. Becoming a person of value. What does it mean to truly be of value? In a world obsessed with appearance and accolades, the Stoics offer a strikingly different perspective. Being a person of value is not about accumulating external rewards but cultivating internal virtues. It's about becoming someone whose presence enriches the lives of others, not through grand gestures or wealth, but through integrity, wisdom, and compassion. A person of value does not seek to impress. They seek to inspire. To embark on this journey, start with self-awareness. Reflect deeply on your strengths, your passions, and the areas where you can grow. Being of value begins with recognizing your unique abilities and dedicating yourself to refining them, not for applause, but because striving for excellence is a virtue in itself. Ask yourself, what can I contribute to the world that no one else can? How can I use my skills to make a difference, even in small ways? The Stoics remind us that value isn't limited to what we achieve externally. Emotional intelligence, empathy, and the ability to connect meaningfully with others are equally important. Cultivate these qualities by being present in your relationships, listening with intention, and showing kindness even when it's inconvenient. Value is found in the consistency of your character, in being someone others can trust, respect, and turn to for guidance. But being a person of value is not a solitary pursuit. Stoicism encourages us to recognize the interconnectedness of humanity. Just as you work to develop your own strengths, also invest in those around you. Share your knowledge, mentor others, and celebrate their growth as you would your own. A person of true value uplifts others, creating a ripple effect of positivity and mutual respect. Equally important is allowing others to invest in you. Being of value doesn't mean doing everything alone or being self-sufficient to a fault. It means being open to collaboration, seeking support when needed, and forming relationships that are built on mutual enrichment. Value is not a one-way street. It's a dynamic exchange where both parties grow stronger together. In practical terms, becoming a person of value means committing to lifelong learning and growth. Read widely, seek out challenges that push you beyond your comfort zone, and approach every experience as an opportunity to learn. Embrace humility, understanding that no matter how much you know, there is always more to discover. By constantly evolving, you ensure that your contributions remain relevant and impactful. Ultimately, being a person of value is about aligning your actions with your principles. It's about living in a way that reflects your deepest values, so that what you give to the world is a reflection of the best within you. As you grow in value, you not only enhance your own life, but also create a legacy that inspires others to do the same. This is the essence of the Stoic journey, not to seek recognition, but to live with purpose, virtue, and unwavering authenticity. 2. Prioritizing your needs. In a culture that often glorifies selflessness as the pinnacle of virtue, the idea of prioritizing your own needs can feel uncomfortable, even selfish. But Stoicism offers a transformative perspective. Caring for yourself is not an act of indulgence, but a responsibility. To be a source of strength for others, you must first build that strength within yourself. Like the instructions given on a plane to secure your own oxygen mask before assisting others, prioritizing your needs ensures that you can show up fully, authentically, and effectively in all areas of your life. The Stoics understood that neglecting your well-being in the name of serving others ultimately diminishes your capacity to contribute meaningfully. Think of your physical, emotional, and mental resources as a reservoir. When depleted, you cannot give, support, or lead effectively. Prioritizing your needs replenishes this reservoir, allowing you to engage with the world from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. The first step is cultivating self-awareness. What do you truly need to thrive, not merely survive? This extends beyond physical necessities like rest and nourishment to include emotional and spiritual needs, such as time for reflection, creative expression, or meaningful connections. Recognize that these needs are not luxuries. They are foundational to your well-being. Prioritizing your needs also requires setting boundaries, an act of both courage and wisdom. It means learning to say no to obligations that drain you without aligning with your values. It means protecting your time and energy, ensuring they are spent on what genuinely matters to you. Boundaries are not barriers to others, but pathways to a more balanced and intentional life. Equally important is the willingness to ask for help when needed. While Stoicism values self-reliance, it also acknowledges the interconnectedness of humanity. Seeking support from others is not a sign of weakness, but an acknowledgement of our shared humanity. By leaning on trusted relationships, you create space for mutual growth and collaboration. In practice, prioritizing your needs may look like carving out time each day for self-care, whether through exercise, meditation, or pursuing a passion. It might involve stepping back from commitments that no longer serve you or seeking guidance from a mentor or counselor to navigate challenges. Whatever form it takes, the act of honoring your needs signals to yourself and to the world that you value your well-being. The Stoic approach to self-prioritization is not about isolation or selfishness. It's about creating a solid foundation from which you can better serve others and live with purpose. By ensuring your own strength, you become a beacon of resilience and generosity, capable of uplifting those around you without losing yourself in the process. In honoring your needs, you honor your potential, and that, in itself, is a gift to the world. 3. Emotional detachment. Emotional detachment is often misunderstood. It's not about shutting down your feelings or becoming indifferent to the world around you. Instead, the Stoic perspective views detachment as a path to freedom, a way to engage deeply with life while maintaining a steady, unshakable core. It's about experiencing the highs and lows without being consumed by them, loving without losing yourself, and caring without compromising your peace of mind. In our relationships and pursuits, emotional attachment is natural. We form bonds, invest ourselves in goals, and hope for specific outcomes. However, the problem arises when these attachments become the sole determinants of our happiness. When your peace depends entirely on external circumstances or the actions of others, you relinquish control over your emotional well-being. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within, from cultivating an inner state that remains calm and resilient, regardless of what happens outside. To practice emotional detachment, begin by observing your reactions. Notice when your mood swings wildly based on another person's behavior, a missed opportunity, or an unexpected setback. Instead of allowing these external events to dictate your state of mind, pause and remind yourself of what you can and cannot control. As the Stoics often emphasized, it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Reframe your perspective. See challenges as opportunities to grow and setbacks as temporary. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care wisely. It's about giving your best in relationships and endeavors without tying your sense of worth to the outcome. Love deeply, but understand that you cannot control how others feel or act. Pursue your passions with vigor, but know that success and failure are not the measure of your value. This balance allows you to engage fully with life while protecting your inner peace. Detachment also involves letting go of unhealthy relationships or toxic environments. Stoicism encourages compassion, but not at the expense of your well-being. Sometimes, walking away from situations that drain your energy or undermine your self-respect is the ultimate act of self-care. This isn't an abandonment of responsibility. It's a recognition that your peace is worth preserving. Practically, detachment can be cultivated through reflection and practices like journaling or meditation. These moments of stillness help you connect with your inner self and foster a sense of stability that external chaos cannot shake. Over time, you'll find that detachment doesn't diminish your capacity for love or connection. It enhances it. Free from the fear of loss or disappointment, you can engage with life more authentically and generously. Emotional detachment, in the Stoic sense, is not a wall but a bridge. It allows you to connect deeply with the world without being overwhelmed by it. It gives you the freedom to live fully and love wholly while remaining anchored in your own strength. With detachment, you don't avoid the storms of life. You stand in them, unwavering, and emerge with clarity and grace. This is the power of emotional detachment, a cornerstone of the Stoic path to inner peace. Conclusion. As we close this journey through the profound wisdom of Stoicism, let us reflect on the power of these principles to transform not only how we think, but how we live. We've explored self-reliance in relationships, the allure of mystery, the balance of communication, the cultivation of respect and dignity, the sacredness of time, the nurturing of inner joy, and the profound strength found in detachment. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are timeless tools for navigating life's chaos with clarity, resilience, and purpose. But here's the thing. Wisdom is meaningless without action. Stoicism challenges us not to merely understand these principles, but to embody them daily. Each small step you take, whether it's pausing before reacting, setting boundaries, or embracing gratitude, moves you closer to a life of authenticity and fulfillment. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up each day with the courage to align your actions with your values and the strength to weather life's inevitable challenges. So, here's my challenge to you. Choose one principle from today's journey that resonates with you most deeply. Maybe it's cherishing your time or practicing emotional detachment. Commit to integrating it into your life this week. Observe how it shifts your perspective, strengthens your relationships, and nurtures your inner peace. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's built through consistent, intentional practice. If you found value in today's exploration, don't let it stop here. Share these ideas with someone who might benefit from them. Spark a conversation, inspire a friend, or bring these principles into your community. And if you're ready to dive deeper into Stoic wisdom and continue growing with like-minded individuals, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here, we are building a community of modern Stoics, people dedicated to living with purpose, resilience, and authenticity in an often chaotic world. Until next time, remember, the power to change your life is in your hands. Cultivate your inner strength, embrace the wisdom of the past, and let it guide you toward a brighter, more fulfilling future. Stay strong, stay wise, and keep striving to become the best version of yourself. The journey is yours. Take it boldly.